Welcome back, our lovely salties. Did you miss us? We missed you. So I know Stephanie and I have been away for a little bit, but we're back, baby. And I know that you're going to want to tune in. There's a few things we have on the docket today. Of course, we're going to have our Saltbox topic, which will keep everybody up to date. And we do have a few controversial things because we're polling from Facebook. We realize that once we touch that hot topic button, we can't undo it. So let's just go. Steph, here we go. Ready or not. So if anybody is joining us that hasn't been on our socials as of late, today's recording is Monday, August 10th. And last week we released a little reel about a little something that was happening in a little town just south of our little town. And good people. Wow.
Wow is right.
Little pent up demand there on our opinions, which thank you everyone that took the time to send us a DM, which is exactly what we told you to do.
Yep, exactly.
And also comment. I mean, Stephanie, feelings?
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, that's what we wanted to happen.
Yes.
We're a little bit, I don't know if we got all of our answers from it, but we got definitely a lot of opinions, which is one of the things that I think is really cool about when you're localized in a community and you're working to reach out to people in a community. You want to feel like it's a two-way dialogue. So I love that piece of it. And that's ultimately what we got out of it. And so between Caitlin and I's like going sideways half the time and then staying to we do have an agenda.
We do.
Usually every podcast, we do go sideways quite a bit.
Yeah, well, my grandmother had that saying, the path to where is paved with good. Yeah. Just kidding.
Exactly. So what we did was we dug through, okay, what are some of these hot topics that are going on Facebook that people are talking about, people have opinions about, people are confused about, right?
Let's talk about it. And also, let's be nice. I do want to commend everybody that came to our page and kind of joined in the conversation. Everybody played nice. There were some conflicting opinions. There was some, well, I heard this and I heard that. But overall, I mean, good job. Good job, people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I thought we did a really good job. So yay, let's keep up that kind of energy.
That's great. Otherwise, we're like, cancel.
Well, I mean, besides one particular gentleman that told us we were clickbait. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Made you click.
I've been called worse.
I know, girl, right? Back in the day. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Like back in the day, like what, yesterday? Okay.
Well, you deal with the general public more.
Yeah, that might be true. That might be true. Okay. So first topic, we've talked about this before.
Probably.
But I feel like we definitely need clarification on what's going on with the VFW.
Yeah.
I mean, the Madeira Beach, the poor post has, you actually went there every Tuesday to gamble your life away.
I know, right? With me and my good timing friends, right?
Yeah. So as we mentioned this, it's important to note so that we're not just jumping into controversy. It's actually something that's near and dear to your heart. The fact that they haven't reopened.
So yes, the VFW post in Johns Pass, which is technically post number 4256. So it has been, unfortunately, a little bit of a never-ending story. And everybody obviously sees that their parking lot is empty and there doesn't seem to be the normal action going around. Stephanie's 100% right. When I first moved here to Madeira Beach, that was a place that I met most of my friends. There was a Tuesday card game we used to play there called Got It. It's kind of similar to like bingo with playing cards. But anyway, it was a really good sense of community. You saw a lot of the same friendly faces, everybody obviously being familiar with VFW, the veterans of the foreign wars. It is a family outside the family. So right now, you know, the structure still sits completely empty and unable to open since the hurricanes of, you know, fall 2024.
Now I know they were working on it because I definitely met some people that
we saw
had already done the epoxy.
Yep. So it had been kind of a mystery. Now, granted, I also want to give a shout out because they do post when the local post meetings are going to occur. I cannot confirm this, but I believe that they've been held at some of the other local posts here in the Pinellas County area. They might have even been hosted in a different venue. Forgive me. I'm not sure 100% because I myself am not a technical member. However, I do know now, and when you go to the Facebook page or the social page for the particular post 4256, there is information now that has been confirmed by, you know, the current commander, people that are very familiar with the post and the running of it in general. And unfortunately, it sounds like some, forgive me, scum sucking vulture took advantage contractor wise of a VFW post.
Yeah.
There's a special place, right? An
Took
HE
their
double
money and
hockey
ran.
stick for that one.
So but we saw a lot of that post hurricane, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, they just became a victim of a lot of that stuff that happened. But
so what's been confirmed? Exactly. What's been confirmed on Facebook is that it was actually, I believe, the general contractor that was not paying the subcontractors. So that makes sense that you had a conversation with the people that performed the epoxy part of the work that was being done. So apparently the subs didn't get paid. Unfortunately, then, hence therefore, a lien was placed. Multiple subcontractors and vendors came forward onto the property itself, which of course needs to be rectified. And also, I do understand that an attorney has been hired and that they are in the middle of that litigation with the general contractor. So hopefully we'll start to see action before too long.
Yeah, once it hits litigation, it's like,
well, let's see whose lawyer can milk a cow longer. Right. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
so shout out to all our lawyer listeners.
That's what it becomes. And I think that some of the conversation is stemmed from people truly wanting it to reopen.
Yes.
And then also people have been contributing
money
to it. And so even if you donated X amount of money, because of the lien on the property, they have to pay their subcontractors first before they can continue work through the city of Madeira Beach. And so even if you said, well, I'll give you the money to finish it off, it doesn't work that way. So I know I appreciate that they're tight lipped. They don't want to spread a lot of rumors, and so they're encouraging people to come to the meetings.
And I will say,
I think the next one is August 29th. I was assuming that the fundraiser is at the same time as the meeting, right? Is that what we're guessing?
And that actually, we'll go ahead and post the graphic that we have. Thank you for bringing it up. There is a fundraiser where all the proceeds of the monies raised with the auction and the 50/50 raffle are going to go towards the VFW Post 4256. This is actually going to be held at Cool Vibes at the St. Pete Beach location. And again, that's going to be on Saturday, August 29th. Event begins at 7 p.m. However, all the food and drink sales from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. are going to benefit the VFW.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes. And actually, you know, again, there's going to be a 50/50 raffle. That's actually happening all month long. So they're going to allow that thing to grow. I like that. Good. They also have some photos of some of the gift baskets that have already been donated. I'm sure that if you wanted to throw something in from one of your local businesses, they would gladly take it. And of course, you know, contact David, which is David King, the current commander of the VFW, for any questions or details.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And again, you know, obviously, if you are a technical post member of the post, I have to imagine that you get some type of, you know, some type of newsletter, some type of update. I realize that a lot of us that are not technical members really want to know what's going on. But in reality, let's let the people figure out what they have to do to get to where we can go back and have a good time. You know what I mean?
And they'll say, you know, people will comment on the Madeira Beach pages about it, and they'll say, if you want the real information, follow the VFW. Now, that specific post. Now, with that being said, I mean, if there's no news, they're not going to sit there and report every day, like another day, nothing happened. Like, they're only going to report when they have news. And anyone that's been through any type of litigation process ever knows that it's slow moving.
There's points where you can't talk about stuff, right?
Yes. Exactly. And that is a very good point to mention, is that legally, ethically, and just for the good of the people, sometimes it's just good to, until there's really something to report.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, of course, everybody is hoping and wishing and have their back. And trust me, they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. It is a beloved staple, and it is a home. Again, it is a home for so many people that, you know, it's their family. It's, the camaraderie and everything and the pride with that. It's going to happen. In the meantime, if you're craving some of that delicious VFW food, the American Legion in Treasure Island has their cook. Shout out to John.
Yes. Yes, he's landed there. Yeah. For now. That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I was going to say that is definitely something that the people want to know about. And you know what, guys? If you're a current member and you know how things should be happening that aren't happening, please let us know. Drop us a comment. Again, we are both non-members, so we are just going off of the information that we also find. So and are told.
Exactly. And if there's anything that we need to clarify, please tell us that too.
Yeah, we will correct ourselves. I was going to say you were wrong, drink, correct.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so keeping it in the past, we have
Yes.
not talked about this.
God, how's that possible?
I don't even know. Okay, the Johns Pass, I don't know what it's going to be called, but nonetheless, hell
Yes.
has been approved.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Sure
is
has.
monumental. So I have been involved in Johns Pass since 2007.
Right.
I have seen the previous owners of this land try to get this to move forward. And it's been almost like a drinking game. You just said that we're going to get a hotel in Johns Pass. Ha ha ha. Drink to that, baby. Drink to that. It's
That's
almost become
yeah.
that. But it did get passed.
It did. Yes.
It did. And so it's going to be an 87 room.
Correct.
Right. That the front of it is going to be on the newly formed Pelican Lane. So anyone that knows where Village Boulevard is, which is basically where all the shops are,
the main
directly,
drag.
the main drag where the old bridge
main
used
drag,
to be,
honey. Right,
that's
where we
right,
go cruising.
That's right, where the old bridge used to be.
Yes.
Right behind it, which would be essentially east, one block east, is Pelican Lane. Pelican Lane is going to go straight through the dilapidated parking lot that is there right now.
Right.
We've all parked there.
Yeah.
And it's going to head straight to Boardwalk Place East.
No, that's going to be awesome.
That's amazing. So there was a lot of things that needed to get sorted out because Fisherman's Alley is essentially being cut off.
Yes.
You know, through studies that they did, it wasn't a utilized road anyway, if anyone even knows what the name of it is.
I mean, honestly, I think that street was kept that way just to have like access for the trash trucks we've heard before. Yes. And honestly, kudos to the trash company for being able to whip those big rigs down that tiny little street.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So it's going to go straight through. So technically it's going to face west. The front of the hotel is going to face west.
You're right.
The back side of it is going to face east. And then the south, there'll be a south and obviously a north side. The north side.
Now that south side though is going to have sweeping views of Johns Pass.
Sweeping views.
I mean, they're going to be able to check out who's going out on your wave runners every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day.
Oh, yes, 87 rooms.
87 rooms. And yeah, guys, we have confirmed it. Obviously.
Restaurant, retail.
Exactly.
So retail. So before the person says, well, why can't there be retail? There will be retail.
Yeah. And actually,
there's going to be a lovely park that's put in that area that will be for venues if it needs to be.
Yeah, no, it's going to, the last plans that I saw, which again, we're going to get to this as of everything's been approved, but we're not taking a shovel to the dirt yet. There's still things to do. But yeah, there's a little green space actually that was agreed upon. If you want this, then you got to give the city this. And I'm really excited for that because it's actually, I think they're going to have, kind of like a permanent stage structure, which we've been talking about for years about raising the funds with originally Final Friday and the Friends of Parks and Rec. I love that because if there is going to be a permanent stage structure, then we can continue to have events like Village Friday and not worry about the private sponsorship of the stage.
Because that doesn't come free.
No, somebody's got to set that up. And not only does somebody have to set that up and break it down, somebody pays for it.
Someone pays for it. Yep. Yeah.
So
that will be really exciting. But that is super exciting. And I know
it also has been confirmed that, Marriott, they're pretty much in love with us, so it will be a Marriott collection condo hotel there at the Johns Pass Hotel. I also like the fact that, with the agreed upon 2 floors of parking, there's going to be designated spots in the parking garage that are city parking, right? Which is really exciting. So
it's going to be essentially another parking garage. We have one on the west side of Johns Pass, and then there will be one on the east side. So that's really exciting that's
now happening. You said the word parking garage, and before we move on, I already know a couple of our fan favorites that are going to comment. The city is not considering this garage structure as part of this condo hotel as the parking garage that we've all been talking about for so long. Now, this wasn't even on the docket, Stephanie, and we can come back to this another date. But trust me, good people, the fund with the additional parking expenses that has been collecting for a parking garage hopefully around Johns Pass Activity Center, right? That was the plan.
Has to be. Legally, it was put in that way.
Legally has to be. That is still safely funded.
Yeah.
Still set aside. This is a total private ventureship regarding this.
It was part of the, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was part of the, yes, we'll let you build the hotel, but yes, we need to have control of some of the parking. Yeah. Because we want to make sure that the parking prices
stay
where they are controlled.
Yeah,
unpredictable pricing will not be part of it. Whereas the current lot and structure right now is what you would call, I think
it's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic, but it's a hot topic. I think the technical term is dynamic pricing.
Wow, you know what?
It is.
You were in retail. Yes. I know.
Yes,
dynamic pricing, you know?
Yep.
That's right. What it is.
That's right. So, but that's super exciting that it happened. I have been to so many meetings for this. And
yes, you did. And before we move completely on, the part that we were going to get to later, guys, this is where the money actually starts to be spent. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of money that has been spent in the renderings of the drawings and the approval of the plans and the process with everything. However, architects, right? We're going to have the architects now take those kind of CAD 3D imaging, and it's going to be broken down into actual architectural plans.
Yeah.
Those, of course, have to go before the city.
Yes.
And everything will have to be approved. I'm sure notes will be given.
Every square inch has to be approved.
Exactly. And then notes will be given, and then redrafts will have to occur, and CDDs and, all the AWAs and everything that'll have to go on. But
LMNOP.
We're on our way. Yeah, we're on our way.
So that hit the news in a big way, and that's a very controversial topic. I know it's the whole, you don't want to walk away from a fisherman's town and a community. And I think if you were to ask the majority of the business owners.
I was just about to ask you, Miss Business Owner.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, right now we have a really, really torn up building across the way. There's a brown building that is standing that, I mean, you can't even operate out of it.
It reminds me of like Peter Pan's last crow's nest of Neverland.
It is. And the pavement in the road is horrible.
Yeah. So
that, as a business owner, but also as a member of Johns Pass, that area in Johns Pass is a very, it always looks like there's no activity down there. It always looks like it's, not part of it. And, you think about it.
It seemed like you accidentally moseyed backstage. You know what I mean? We're like, oh,
yes.
Why do I feel like I'm not supposed to be here? Like you're like somehow backstage at Disney, and you're like, people have their masks off, and you're like, whoa, no, I was kidding.
Yeah, no, it is a little bit like that. Like, okay, what's back here? And so,
and then
I think that part for the business owners back there, there's just a lot of really good stuff. And I mean, believe me, Madeira Beach, because of its planned development, can only go so high and do so much before any city or town steps in and controls the density, right? I mean, that is constantly being reviewed, and there's a need for it. There's 3 million people that go to Johns Pass every single year.
So that was my next question, is basically like, we need more beds for butts.
Yeah. Today, some people that were staying in the Johns Pass condos that were already there that are above the Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah.
Only a handful of those, but I did some people then they said they were lovely. The only place on the side of Gulf Boulevard that you can actually stay in Johns Pass. And
now, yeah, I mean, really, I mean, other than the only thing I think of is the Johns Pass condos above Dick's Last Resort, are they associated with the Johns Pass Hotel that's above Bubba Gump? I don't know either, but there's only so many rooms in Johns Pass Hotel as well. And then the only other option I can think of, shout out to my friends Drew with the Sea Turtle Cottages, which is adorable, right off of a.
Oh yeah, those are adorable too. They did a really good job putting those back together as well.
But again, majority of those are going to be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and then I do believe that there's maybe a couple, if not just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath cottage. Adorable, by the way. If you haven't stayed, you should. But yeah.
But those don't have the amenities that this will offer. This will be operated as a hotel, although privately owned, but operate as a hotel. So I just think it's really exciting for us.
I think it's amazing. And I think it's important to note too that 87 rooms, I hate to sound, That's what I was about to say, and I didn't know if crass was the right word, but it's like compared to even
Like
the
Hampton Inn on the side of the road on the off of 95, where you're like, oh, let's stop here for the night. I mean, it's not going to be like a Hampton Inn. I mean, it's small and quaint, and it's going to offer retail space, which is fantastic. And I think it's supposed to have an arcade, and it's going to have a rooftop bar and restaurant, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to take some time for this to be built, but I think that people want it.
I think it'll be really funny for me personally, just living right behind there, is that I'm going to at one point probably hear construction at my office, and then I'm also going to hear construction at my house, which is progress, honey. It's fine.
You know, and whether or not we want it or not, Hurricane Helene just pushed us forward, right? I mean, it did.
It rushed the timeline.
It did. It just pushed the timeline forward of what's going on everywhere.
It really did. You know, on that mention, I think it's important to note too that there was an important timeline, or excuse me, deadline coming up that Stephanie and I had mentioned in a previous recording. And actually, Madeira Beach has extended that, right?
Yes, I think that that is the rumor and most likely going to happen, but I don't know if I've seen it in print.
Officially passed?
Yeah, that
I find it.
They have a commissioner meeting this week, so it's possible that it'll be this week. But they're talking about extending the deadline just to give people a little bit more time. But that actually goes into next week. We are looking to have a guest on that will talk about what we can do with some of these vacant properties and or lots along Gulf Boulevard. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm actually really excited for our special guest. He has a different view on things, and I think it's really interesting to look at that from his view.
Me too. Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to that. So then moving to the west side of John's Pass. I mean, we're all John's Pass tonight, but
I'm fine with it. I think they're fine with it. Everybody's fine with it.
Yeah. So, okay. John's Pass jetty got wrecked during Helene.
Oh my God, we're touching the jetty.
We are touching the jetty. We're going the jetty.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we all know that. We've talked about it. There's a lot of conversation out there. The city is working on permits to rebuild it because now we have it got wrecked and then it got deliberately wrecked.
I like that. I like your Wreck-It Ralph terminology.
Yes, it was Wreck-It Helene and then Wreck-It Ralph came in.
Yeah. We'll call it Operation Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, Operation Wreck-It Ralph came in, and unfortunately, Ralph and some people lost their job over it. One of the reasons that they lost their job over it.
Yeah.
But along with that, so we've got that happening, and that is, they're working on the permits and some of the funding to rebuild that because, of course, now, fortunately, and this is a good thing, that it has to become ADA compliant. That's a good thing to make sure that anyone and everyone can use the jetty. Yes. So we've got that. But then we've also had this Save the Pass, as that's actually was the quote for quite some time, of the removal of the sand.
I was about to say about the accumulation of the sand. Okay.
Yes, the accumulation of the sand that was happening underneath the north side of the bridge on Madeira Beach side.
Yeah. For those that have been around, affectionately have dubbed Hubbard's Beach.
Yes.
That's not real life. It's not real life, and it should not be real life, and it's incredibly dangerous. And go back to episode number 248 of that we recorded to tell you exactly why.
And from the time that I have lived in Florida, which is in 2018, it was a beach. Then it became all these signs of you can't do this beach.
Do it, don't do it.
And actually now there is...
Which they took selfies with, right? They're like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I've done my kids' senior pictures on that beach. Sorry.
Stephanie, you are the problem.
Sorry. I am the problem.
You are the problem.
They were fantastic. Sorry, not sorry. I'll ask for forgiveness.
We'll tell him tomorrow.
But now actually the whole area that would be, you would know as where Hubbard's is located, it actually has fencing in it. So you actually can't climb through, which I thought was very good.
For him. I mean, not him.
Really
good for the businesses for finally stepping up and being like, enough is enough, guys.
Yeah, we're just going to put fencing in here. You cannot get to that area anymore. And it's water right there. But you go over there through low tide.
Oh no.
there's people that are able to walk out on the beach again. So the sand.
Are they walking from underneath the bridge, like jumping the seawall and going down on it?
So here we do this removal process, and that finished up at the end of May.
Yeah, so for the huge sand removal process, we had a great idea. All that sand that was taken out of there, we trucked it right over
it's
to
bad. Sand is bad.
It's back.
It's contaminated now. You can't do anything with it. So we moved it.
Well, yeah, we put it underneath the property in which the city purchased to kind of grade it out. Yeah, and we saved us a bunch of money as a city for having to schlep that all the way to where the government told us we needed to take it in gas and trucks and costs. And also, we don't have to buy sand, right, to replenish that property that the city owned. I mean, we all kind of knew. We didn't.
You just can't F with Mother Nature.
Well, you didn't fix the reason. Or
so now the rumor has it, because I'm using my resources of Facebook. I think it's
everyone else is doing it. Do it. Everyone else does it.
That because now we're pulling it all together, people. That
facial expressions are starting.
Because a lot of the Wreck-It Ralph that happened.
Action. Okay.
The Wreck-It Ralph action. Ralph didn't always clean up. Oh so God, Ralph would bang and left a lot of the cement that was there for the jetty.
Uh-huh.
And because of that still being there, it's almost created a fort or
okay. So
a stone wall, essentially. So what would naturally be this movement of water in, water out, tide in, tide out, sand comes in, sand comes out. Sand and water and tide are all coming in, but they're not going out.
I feel like I need to put my glasses on. I don't know why it's a shield, but I feel like my
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah.
So what I didn't realize is that that jetty, which of course was like concrete slabs, right? Forgive me if it's a different material. I'm not a contractor.
I think that is probably as much as it is.
So within probably, I don't know, maybe rebar.
I think it had some wrought iron sticking out of it. And
that's what I was about to ask. Wrought iron, rebar. Okay, gotcha.
Don't touch the iron. You'll definitely.
Now the question is, when we Wreck-It Ralph jackhammered it, I didn't realize that stuff kind of got pushed into the riprap. Okay, of
That's what it looks like.
Below that, now.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's not okay. Okay.
No.
But so you know what? Naturally,
we're gonna find out more this week. But this is definitely worth investigating.
Well, okay. So the bigger problem is we all knew. I mean, deep down, otherwise you were lying to yourself, that the sand accumulation would occur again. We needed to talk about like an actual fix. We didn't realize, it sounds like, that this particular factor was going to be an additional cause after the project. Now, the question is that I don't think anybody expected it to happen this quickly.
No, it's freaking August. This ended in May. We haven't even had, I mean, we did just have that, storm that came through.
Yeah, shout out to the low pressure system that came and ruined 4 days of my mother's trip.
It was like a dragon tail that just kept hitting us like every 3 hours. Cool. Every 3 hours. The tail.
I'm going to call that one. This wasn't what she turned into, but we're calling that one Daenerys because she just sat there, House of Dragons, just whipping over and over. Yeah.
Dracarys. So that's what was going on.
Dracarys, yeah.
Yeah, just like kept flipping around and flipping around every 3 hours. It was like, here's the tail again, duck people. Here's the car wash of rain coming through again.
Just take off, like leave.
So, that's the knock on any wood that is around me right now. But that's really the only pressure system that we've had this year. I mean, it's still very early in what we know is hurricane season, but hopefully El Nino will help keep all of that away. But so we really haven't had anything that.
No.
So.
No, I was so not going to mention the fact that Dennis Phillips brought up something that has a 20% chance, but it's okay. It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well.
Okay.
We will figure it out. We'll keep you people abreast, obviously.
Yeah, if anyone seems to know what's going on with that, or you're a scientist, or Wreck-It Ralph and you know what his intentions were, I mean, we're open for it.
I'm also open to, when does FDOT join the combo?
Yeah.
Just kidding. As a matter of fact.
Or where's the FWC Brian guy that's the super investigator joined the...
Shout out to the FWC officer that was solely responsible in my Nancy Drew brain for busting open the mothball hotel scandal of 2026, darling.
Yes.
That's a whole story. I know we're late to the party and it's over, and congratulations on catching the bad guy and solving the Scooby-Doo episode, but
I can't wait to watch
shout out, man. And shout out to the FWC for not giving up on that. Like you said, I'm not 100% his name is Brian, but it also is. Good. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Audubon Society, because when they answered the call that day that the initial 1,000 mothballs, and they were partnered with the FWC for that initial cleanup. So shout out to the Audubon Society. Yeah. Which again, in episode 148, we actually talk about. No, I was kidding. I've decided I'm just going to start referencing random episodes.
Okay, so in here, going across the bridge. This is a funny one.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's funny.
Okay, good. I'll take off my shield. Go.
Okay. There is a new app that launched in Treasure Island.
Swipe left for what? Okay. Sorry.
Swipe left to build high.
If I see a pineapple when I open this, I'm done. No, I was kidding. Or a loofah, we're out.
Yeah. Oh my.
Sorry. Anyway, no judgment, TI. No judgment. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to the Village Friends.
Yeah, shout out. Right.
Okay. So there's a new app that I actually, so one of the things that's really hard, I think, when you have a small community is you can put all these rules and laws in place, but if you don't have any to actually enforce them, then what's the point of making a law other than to legally protect yourself from something happening and you not getting blamed? So
true.
Treasure Island has launched this app that is a lookout app.
Yes. That's what they're calling it.
That's what they're calling it. So you can effectively, I don't think you can do it anonymously.
If it's in writing, honey, we live in Florida, sunshine law, nothing will be anonymous.
So, but if you see something and you say something, so it can be used for maybe storm drain, pouring things down your storm drain, right? It can be used for illegal rentals. It can be used for mothball situations. It can be used, but the larger question, because who's managing this?
I hope it's AI in the original filter. Go ahead.
Because it's got to be an AI chat. It has to be. Because otherwise, we've just given, guess who an app? Starts with a K, ends with an N. Karen,
right. Karen has the power now in her phone to nonstop bother people.
Yeah.
Good luck. And here's the thing. We all hope that everybody uses it responsibly. Like Stephanie said, all of the valid reasons that would have to do with public works or Parks and Rec or, things like that. Please do. And I assume that this was created out of, changing tides, keeping up with the times, and efficiency, right? And I just hope that there aren't too many Karans that decide to clog it with bullshit.
Yes.
Sorry, we can bleep that later, but it's a fine wire. It's a fine wire. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know what? If you yourself have reported something to TI Lookout and want to give us your feedback experience, please let us know. If you don't feel comfortable commenting in the public forum, send us a DM. I promise we'll keep your name anonymous.
We don't say anyone's names. It's not worth
it. I would love to know, like, if I reported a fact that, like Stephanie said, the storm drain on my street wasn't draining properly for some reason. Time-wise.
Yeah.
Turnaround.
And the reason that I say that I can see this becoming a Karen app is because I have seen and heard from wannabe users of this app.
On our side?
On the TI side. Yes, one was from Madeira Beach or what, is they literally want to be able just to take a picture and text this app.
Got it.
To make it easier for them to report it.
Okay.
Well, then you really will need like a Goliath of AI to manage that.
I have
That'll
so
be
many
like
jokes. I have so many jokes on how many times accidental photos is going to be shared.
that'll be like no one replenished the toilet paper in the public bathroom. Let me take a picture of it and post it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good idea for Treasure Island to have something like this. I hope that they have the infrastructure to manage it, and
Yes.
I look forward to hearing about it in the future.
I have high hopes, and I don't want to sound like Stephanie and I just don't have faith in the human race.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. I really hope that there is some kind of like AI filter bot before some poor admin in the city of Treasure Island has to go through all of those,
Yes.
because it has to be pretty much like next door with
Yeah.
a combination of dating site. Because who's gonna say when the first D pick comes through, right? Let's just call it now. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be a V pick, it's gonna be a D pick because that's just who you are. But we can edit this later. But I'm
Well, if
telling
the
you,
boot fits,
you
I
know what?
mean, we've been
I will
following Treasure
actually,
Island
I
for a
will
little
volunteer as
while.
tribute. $40 an hour. I'll go through that app. I'll do it.
Well, if the boot fits, because we've been following TI for a while, and
Yeah.
okay, so on to brighter and cheerier things.
Take me out of Narkville. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Yes, ma'am. It is about that time.
It is about that time.
It's about that time, good peoples. Oh,
It's
mine
about
doesn't
that
fit
time.
anymore. There we go.
Yes.
So, as of today's recording, it is officially 11 days for countdown for the kickoff of the third annual Burger Week. Again, friendly reminder, we are the proud sponsors of the Burger Bus this week or this year, so which is the inaugural year of the Burger Bus. It obviously is going to come with an amazing swag bag that's going to have all kinds of Burger Week gear, which did you see on the Madeira Beach Parks and Rec page that they've started to leak the Burger Week swag that's already available right now, guys, at the city store?
Yeah, that stuff is interesting.
I know. I was gonna say, actually, I'm very excited for the clothing, darling. And
I actually will say that I think that City of Madeira Beach, using Burger Week as the platform to talk about it, they've upped their game with social.
I do agree. Now, have you heard through the
There's
grapevine?
some like,
is there a new
pictures
communication
that are going like this, where it was just like, here's a blanket picture. We are the city of Madeira Beach. And now it's like bing, 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 bing. I don't know. I need to find out, right? Maybe it is. I mean, you got to wonder, right?
I don't know. But you know what? Kudos regardless.
Kudos regardless. There's some fantastic, just really engaging social posts that are going on out there that are not just a Madeira Beach Burger Week is one thing. And they've got, I mean, I know that they did some formal pictures where they had all the restaurants actually come to City of Madeira Beach. Did you know that?
No. So they had to bring their thing?
Yeah. So last year they came to
the restaurant.
And then like in John's Pass, they had it so everyone met them at a certain area and they did all the photography there. But this year they had to bring it to the City of Madeira, and they must have done it like in a black box to really make it super, it just
like
got
the commercial
color.
level.
Exactly. It's boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's really, really, they really up their game with it. I love it.
Very excited. I was gonna say, you know what I meant to do too, and this is totally specific, and I'm only saying it out loud so I remember later. Shout out to Spicy Brian and T Rob at the Spice and Tea Exchange. I know that there's some of their secret ingredients have made their way into some of the featured burgers for Burger Week. Shout out to the Dak Shack for using them last year and I believe the year before. We need to get our finger on that, on who they're supplying with their spices and things.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, I'll find out.
That.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Because some of these, I don't remember seeing anything when I was reading through, but there was 18 to read through. So my ADHD like probably got to number 3, and then I thought of something else in my life.
Shout out to our lovely mayor and her husband. If you guys actually make it through all the restaurants this year, we're having an intervention.
Yeah, we might.
And you're probably not okay.
You're probably not.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So, but yes, so we are sponsoring
the bus. So the bus is actually going to take place. Burger Week itself is longer than a week, but that's because our lovely
weekends.
We need 2 weekends. That's right.
It's 18. We don't even have 18 days in it, people.
Oh, no. I was going to say the Lord built the earth in less days, so we're going to eat all these burgers in 12 days. But 21st through the 30th, and that's 2 weekends encompassing. For Saturday, August 22nd, is the actual Burger Bus Day. So there are 3 of the participating restaurants that we're going to be able to meet up at the City Hall location in Madeira Beach, get on our lovely bus, go through our cool swag bag of everything that we're going to get for buying a ticket. First stop is going to be Scully's. So we're going to go to Scully's, Daiquiri Shack. We can edit that out later. And then the final stop is going to be Saltwater Hippie because it's going to be closest to where everybody had parked. So that way, if for some reason you don't feel like taking the bus back to City Hall, you can easily walk back to your.
Well, you're going to need to walk back just so that you can walk the rest of the
day.
day.
Don't be staying at the Saltwater Hippie having a good time and then decide to walk back to City Hall and drive away.
I'm going to need to walk off.
Freebeachride.com, or like we're going to call your daughter.
Yeah.
Because also the same night on August 22nd is the Pinellas Beaches Chamber Monte Carlo night.
Yeah. That is a day.
God be with us all.
Yeah, so that is a day for us, that's for sure.
We're going to have all kinds of details coming out, guys. We may or may not already know what the grand prize is going to be at the award ceremony, but we have it under super secrecy. We're not allowed to tell you yet. But
it's always a good one. It's always a good one.
It's always going to be a good one. Shout out to Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware in St. Pete Beach. They have actually sponsored the grand prize, which has been awesome grills in the past. They've done a green egg. They've actually done a Blackstone. We'll see what they come up with this year, but I have no doubt that it's going to be something that you want.
Yeah.
So make sure to pick up your participating passports at all of the 18 restaurants and City Hall. So,
yeah.
All right, girl.
That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. Right. So
that's all we got.
All the Facebook posts that we went through, whether it was I found your keys or what's going on with the jetty or
I mean,
I need to report something.
If you guys have, apparently we're like dipping our toe into the controversy. So if you guys have a hot topic that's locally related, we would love to hear about it. Obviously, any of the subjects that we covered today, if you don't feel comfortable dropping in the DMs of these reels and episodes that we're going to record and share, please feel free to send a private message. I mean, we'll look into it. We'll bring yours to the forefront as long as it's just not, something crazy like bring back the schooner. It ain't happening, Billy. Okay. Sorry. I can't do that. And I'm not going to bring that up on an episode. So
Billy, this is your friend Karen. You guys should know each other.
Yeah, and you guys should move to TI. No, I was kidding. Sorry, TI.
You are beautiful, TI.
All right, guys. As always, feel free to give us a like, share, and a follow. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Full episodes are usually on YouTube and Spotify. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Stay salty and sip often.
Always.
Always.
Bye, guys.